Next up is trade-offs. Okay, trade-offs, unemployment and inflation. Right, there is a trade-off here because we have the old Phillips curve, which says there is a trade-off between the two of a choice between high inflation or low unemployment, or high unemployment and low inflation. However, the long-run Phillips curve disputes this, which I will explain in a second or two, which is all about reducing the natural rate of unemployment. But there's also a link here with this graph here, is as we increase AD going up here, then we're going to get more growth, but we're also going to get slightly more inflation, so that is a classic trade-off. However, the supply side, this is really important, the supply side, the monetarists believe that there is no trade-off between the main macro objectives: full employment, price stability, economic growth and balance of payments equilibrium. Right, there is no trade-off between the two, because if you increase your underlying trend rate growth, then you can grow your economy without getting inflation and also become more efficient, and you can sell more exports, etc. on there. So the monetarists believe that there is no trade-off. Okay, the long-run Phillips curve on here. This is the long-run Phillips curve. Hasn't come up for 6 years on the paper. A, B, C. So on here, if we're at A and we decide to increase AD, that will take us to this level. Obviously, unemployment will fall. It will fall, though, below the natural rate of unemployment. As the rate of unemployment falls and the labour market tightens, which means that we'll move back to C, that will then create higher inflation. Higher inflation, when people realise there is higher inflation, what they'll do is they will withdraw themselves from the labour market. Okay, so if you increase AD at the NRU, A to B, right, the trade-off between unemployment and inflation, yes, we will accept that. Workers then suffer from money illusion. They think they're being paid more, but in reality they're not. There's more inflation because the labour market tightens, high wages, some more inflation, so therefore they then remove themselves from the labour market. That is the explanation of the long-run Phillips curve. How do we reduce the long-run Phillips curve? Reduce the natural rate of unemployment, decrease welfare payments, zero-hour contracts, more training, reduce the power of the trade unions, universal credit, decrease income tax. More training is interventionist, that's not free market. But even so, that will increase your MRP. You can talk about that because you're an expert on that. Okay, and there is no trade-off. With the monetarists, they believe if you reduce the natural rate of unemployment, lots of free market policies, the underlying trend rate of growth will massively shift out. Therefore, we will not get inflation. You can increase AD and ACE at the same time. Growth, Liz Truss, all that sort of stuff. The cake gets bigger. We all have a bigger slice of the cake. In the Keynesian one, though, in the long run, we're all dead. He's a bit more interventionist. So we can use interventionist, increase G, increase your productive potential. He's not against the free market idea, but we can also increase G to create this point. The key thing is, can we create growth? I think you possibly can. So say that in an essay in your conclusion. Enterprise, innovation, and also interventionist supply side, green revolution, cheaper energy, and we will all be better off. There does not need to be a trade-off. Monetarism is all about supply side economics, no trade-offs, reduce the natural rate of unemployment. That is a diagram that I would use, but you could also use this one as here. Keynes is a bit more interventionist, which pushes out the AS curve. Costa Rica, they have a green revolution, 99% renewable, and they will have lower inflation in the UK, and their economy is growing quite quickly, even in the current crisis. Okay, monetary policy next.